What's up guys, Dave here from Red Dot Shooters, and today we're gonna unbox and review this weapon light. Alright guys, so as you can see here, I have the Creative XP Glass Eagle handgun light. Let me give you a little bit of background real quick right before we unbox this thing. So handgun lights are typically kind of expensive, and you can see my preferred light right here is the TLR1HL by Streamlight. I love these are my go-tos, but I've got a lot of guns and I don't necessarily want to pay the amount of money that this costs for all of them. So I wanted a cheaper option. So I was searching on Amazon and I found a couple Chinese made lights that looked like they might fit in holsters that are designed for the TLR1HL. I was looking at one and I was about to buy it, and then I noticed this light and I started reading about it, started reading some of the reviews, and based off of that it looked like a pretty solid option. Because here's the thing, I don't want to just buy a weapon light and then not be able to easily get holsters that will accommodate that light and my gun. And that's the problem with a lot of those cheap lights. There's no holsters that will fit them unless you get them custom made. But this one looked durable, it looked like it had good light output, and many of the reviews were saying that it fits the same holsters that are designed for the Surefire X300s. So that's a common light. There's tons of holsters made for that. So I was like, okay, let me get this thing and try it out. And that's what we're doing right now. So enough said, let's unbox this thing. Let's talk about it. Let's see what you get. First of all, it comes in a really cool box. I don't know, I just like this plastic box style. It looks cool to me and gets me excited about what the light is going to be like inside. Now, this light was under 50 bucks when I bought it. I think it was listed for 43 bucks. I don't know if that price is going to stay that way. I don't know if it's going to go up, go down, whatever, but I thought it was a good price if this light holds up and if it works in Surefire X300 holsters. So anyway, let's unbox it. All right, we have the light right here. Got that thing and this. Don't know what that is right now. Okay. Ooh, very nice. Feels like a quality made light. Batteries. Comes with the batteries. Alright, got the batteries out. Looks pretty simple. They give you very good instructions right on the site showing you how to put it in. So plus side up. Alright, let's see it. Hang on, let me cut right here. Alright guys, I'm back. I think these batteries that came with it are dead. So I'm gonna try some batteries that I had at the house and I think it's gonna work. Yeah. Okay. So that's kind of sucky that the batteries that I just opened don't work, but it's not the end of the world because batteries are pretty easy to get. And luckily I had a couple laying around. So let me put these to the side. Alright, and next, here's the gun that I want to put this light on, and I think to do that, I'm going to have to switch out this part that goes right in here, because I think they all have kind of a Picatinny style rail on them, but I think the other one will fit a little bit better. So depending on what your rail is, you might want to switch that out just so you get a tight fit when you mount the light on the actual gun. Let me cut right here and I'll put it on with this one and I'll show you that there is a little bit of wiggle. I would do it on camera, but YouTube doesn't want us to put anything on our guns on camera. So stupid, but that's the way it is right now. Okay, I have it mounted now and you can see it jiggles around a lot. So I think by switching out to the other part here, I don't know what it's called, we'll get rid of that wiggle, which you really don't want to have when you're shooting. Let me cut here, swap this thing out, and see if we get a better fit with the other part which comes included. I will say it's looking pretty cool though. Alright, so the other piece that it comes with doesn't really fit inside the slot. And this is a true Picatinny rail size, they say. So I don't know what they have, I don't know what the rail is on the dagger, but with the included one it does fit on, it does jiggle around a little bit. So I don't know, I think I'm gonna try and wedge something in there to give it a tighter fit because I don't want this bouncing around like this as I'm shooting. Alright guys, here's the Creative XP on an M&P9 and it's a lot better fit than on the dagger. Let me try it on a Glock as well. Here it is on a G19, and again, It's a lot better fit. There's not as much rattle. So I don't know what's up with putting it on a dagger, but it seems to fit better on a Glock and on an M&P. Alright guys, I think I've figured out what the issue is. I think the sizing to the trigger guard is a little bit different, and because of that, you can see how it bounces back and forth right there. So what I'm going to do is on the light, I'm going to try and build up a little bit right there, maybe a little bit of electrical tape, and then hopefully it will press against the trigger guard securely and it will be a tighter fit. Kind of janky, but this is kind of only happening on the dagger, so I don't know if I want to condemn the light for that. I do wish their system was a little bit easier to clamp down. Like if I could tighten it on the side the way you do with the TLR with the streamlights, I don't think it would be a big deal. But because of the mounting design that they have, I don't really know of any other way to secure it other than to build up a little bit of tape on the back of the light so it presses securely against the trigger guard. So that's what I'm gonna do, because I want to put an affordable light on an affordable gun, and I don't like that bouncing around. Alright guys, so I kind of just put a wedge on the actual sight on the back there, right where it interfaces with the trigger guard, and now there's a tiny amount of play, but it's not too bad. Definitely usable, I think. I'll find out when I take this thing to the range. But all I did was I just had these laying around, these ring sizers. They help you, if your ring is too big, size it down. So I just cut a couple of these. They're sticky, so I stuck them on the back, and it fits a lot better now. It was kind of an easy fix. If it works, we'll find out. And overall, I really like the profile of this weapon light on this dagger. Now this light is supposed to be durable. It's made from aluminum and it has an anodized finish. On top of that, the lumens, it's supposed to have 1,000 lumens, which is cool. So the Streamlight, the TLR1HL, is also a 1,000 lumen light. I'll put them side by side and kind of give you an idea of what it looks like. But aside from that, it's waterproof, which is important to me. I want it to be able to handle rain and snow. It's a 4-ounce light, which one of the reasons I like to put weapon lights on my handguns is because it's a frame weight and it helps the gun shoot better. So you have the added capability of the light, plus it makes your gun easier to shoot. And then one of the things that I read in the comments, I haven't seen anywhere that Creative XP advertises this, but people in the comments on Amazon said that it fits in holsters that are designed for the Surefire X300. And so I don't know if that's the case. I'm gonna buy a holster for this gun for the X300 and see if that actually works. I hope it does, because overall, aside from the sizing issue on this particular gun, again, I didn't have that issue on a Glock or on an M&P, so it was just kind of, for some reason, the sizing with the dagger. Aside from that, I think it's a pretty cool light. Now, it has different options that you can choose between. Here's the white light. You can switch it to off, and then you can switch it to strobe, and you just have the toggles on the side similar to the Streamlight lights and the X300. So here's the strobe, and then if you want to go back, you could turn it to off, or you could go to the white light, and there it is, constant on. So yeah, as long as it holds up and as long as it fits in holsters for the Surefire X300, then I think it's a pretty cool light. Right now, I don't know if it's gonna hold up. I have never used it before, and I also don't know if it's gonna fit in a holster for sure. So what I'm gonna have to do is make a part 2 to this video and let you know what I find out. Alright guys, so part 2, I just want to cover a couple things and let's get into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is the reliability with this thing. It has been pretty good. In fact, it's been flawless. I don't know how many rounds I've shot through it or with it mounted to this dagger, but you can see it's a little bit dirty. That's okay, you can clean it off and it still works just fine. I've also bumped it around a little bit. I haven't like dropped it on the ground or anything like that, but it's been bumped around. It hasn't been babied pretty much. And so overall, I think it's actually a pretty durable budget light. Now aside from that, I do want to show you some side-by-side beam shots, and I just did it in my garage. You know, I don't have I wish I had a big property where I could go outside and show you everything, but I just did it in my garage. It was during the day, but I think it gives you a pretty good idea of what you're gonna get, at least in comparison to these two other lights that I have right here. So the first comparison I'll show you is between these two. The Streamlight TLR1HL, which is a 1000 lumen light, and then putting it against the Glass Eagle, which again, you can see right there, 1000 lumen handgun light. And when you look at them side by side, there is a clear difference. There's a difference in terms of the type of light it emits. This one's a little bit more cool blue, I'd say, and this one was a little bit more yellowish light. Does that matter to me? No, not really. And then in terms of the light output, it looked to me like they were putting out around the same amount of light, but it was concentrated differently. And I think the beam, I don't know what you call it, is it lux or candela or what? The beam looked larger with the TLR1HL. Now keep in mind that this is a budget light and it's going against the Streamlight, which is not the most expensive light, but it's a good quality light. And I actually think the Glass Eagle did pretty good in that comparison. Now I also compared it against my older TLR1, the regular TLR1. So also a Streamlight, but this one, I think it's a 300 lumen light. It's not 1000. And yeah, those side by side, again, kind of a different shade to the light, but I think you can tell that more light in general is coming out of the Glass Eagle than it is the TLR1. And I actually think, just based off that alone, that the Glass Eagle probably did a little bit better. Now the last thing I want to cover is actually the holster fit. So as I told you in part 1, the Creative XP has the same profile as the Surefire X300. And again, the benefit of that is that you get a ton of holster options that are already ready to go. And so I went online, just on Amazon, and I got this Bravo concealment holster. If I turn it around, you can see it's for the X300 and it's for several different sizes of Glock. Glock 19, 17, and several different other models. And let's see if it fits. Fits very nicely. Even though this is a Glock holster and I'm actually using a dagger or a Glock clone in it, it works really well, fits nicely. It's not gonna fall out. And yeah, I really like that you can use X300 holsters along with this light. Because again, if you have a budget light and you can't really, holster your gun with it, then that just doesn't work for me. So I really love that it's the same profile as the X300. That to me is a very big plus. Alright, and that brings us to the end of this review. Overall, I really like this light. It's very affordable, super easy to buy on Amazon. It has the different features, the white light, the strobe if you want to use those. I did have to fit it a little bit on this gun, but on Glocks and M&Ps and most other guns, it seemed to go on pretty easily. It's been reliable, and it gives good light output in my opinion, so overall, I think it's a really good budget light. Now if you are interested in this light, I will leave a link in the description below. That is an affiliate link and it will help out the channel if you use it, and that's much appreciated by me. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Also follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter X. I'm trying to build up there. Thank you for watching, and I hope you come back for the next one. See ya.